Jaeo Draftpick. What's the word, man?
Same shit, man. Trying to chase the check. Never a chick, you know the vibes.
That's a fact. Listen, man, you tapped into P Films, man. Happy to have you on the platform, you heard?
Likewise, pleasure to be here.
Facts. All right, bet. So, I know you rep all of Long Island, man, but let the people know where you from. What town you from?
I'm from Westbury, New York, Long Island, and Nassau, but like you said, all over the island. You know what I'm saying? That's why the island on my neck, 51631. The whole island.
That's a fact. There you go. Now, I know Westbury's like little Haiti, man. Are you Haitian?
Yeah, I'm Haitian. I'm half Haitian. Definitely a little Haiti.
That's a fact, my nigga. Okay, you half Haitian. Yo,
yes, sir.
It's funny you say that because it's like, I remember speaking to some of my mans who grew up out there, and they're like, yo, back in the days, Haitians and Americans was going at it like crazy.
Yeah, it's funny though, because even with, you know what I'm saying, the track that I just put out, a lot of people that don't know me, I'm saying, didn't know I was Haitian. So
we gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Bet. So with that, you being both, you being Haitian and American, how did that, like, what was your experience like? How did that affect you with everybody going at it? Did you ever fall victim to anything?
To keep it a bean, like, I felt like in some instances in high school, I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, the one that was cool with everybody. Like, I rocked with Haitian dudes, I rocked with Americans, and, you know, gradually as we get older, you know, everybody came together. Like, I never really, it was never really one-sided for me. Like, I chilled with, you know what I'm saying, my Haitian friends, I chilled with my American friends, and it was all love. But it definitely used to be
static.
Yeah, it used to be static. It definitely used to be static.
You never got caught up in the mix?
Nah, I was definitely way out of that.
I feel you. Now, aside from all the bullshit, like, what was it like growing up in Westbury for you?
It was predominantly, I mean, it was cool. I mean, you know, like any other town, niggas that hate on you. I mean, I went to public school. Then 6th and 7th grade, I went to 2 different Catholic schools. I went to St. Bridget's, got kicked out. I went to another school called Holy Family, got kicked out. So 8th grade, I was back in, you know what I'm saying, the middle school. And the way the middle school works is we got 2 elementary schools. You got Drexel, you got Powers Lane. I'm coming into the school, you know, the niggas from Powers Lane knew me, but, you know what I'm saying, the niggas from Drexel was like, all right, who, you know what I'm saying, who this nigga? So 8th grade was a little, you know what I'm saying, it was a little funny, a couple fights here and there, nothing crazy. But, through the most part, it was all love.
Alright, bet. Now, I always wanted to ask a Westbury person is like, because I'm familiar with Westbury, but I ain't from there. I always wanted to ask, why the fuck is P strips so goddamn hot? Why is there D's all over P strips, huh?
You know what? Because Westbury, like, is so small. I mean, if you don't include Salisbury, that's like the, you know what I'm saying, the white people part. Like, not to offend nobody like that, but they have a school, Salisbury, and it's predominantly white. We have Westbury High School, which is, I mean, now it's predominantly Spanish, but back then it was predominantly black.
Word.
So the hood is, you know what I'm saying, Newcastle, which is about, I don't know, 20 blocks or something like that. Yeah. So, you know, it's police generally in those, you know, in those areas of those 20 blocks. But, I mean, it used to be hotter from what I heard, you know what I'm saying? I came to Westbury in, I don't know, was it, like in the early 90s from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? And from what I heard in the 80s, early 90s, like, she used to be turned up. Nothing like how it is now. So, you know, it's made its progress. It's made its strides. But it's still hot, though. You definitely come down and you're going to see the D's. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That's a fact. I see it all the time.
All the time.
Now, with everything going on, did you ever find yourself getting involved in street shit, or you still clear that?
Nah, I mean, I was one of them kids. I think I was in, like, that middle, you know what I'm saying, that middle of everything. I was on this side. I was on that side. Me, like, never really, I wouldn't say, like, street. I think street people don't even really know what street people is sometimes. Like, you got your niggas that's on the street, you know, gangsters, or you got niggas that's hustling. I was a hustling nigga, like, so facts. I mean, if you could call me a street nigga because of that, I mean, it really wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't matter if a nigga said I wasn't a street nigga. I was always about my paper. That niggas know.
That's a fact. That's what's up. Now, I know you was doing the music and all that. Is that what kept you away from certain shit, or is just like that started later in life? Like when you started tapping in with the music?
I mean, I was always like generally into music from a child in school, like, you know what I'm saying, music class. Like I remember going, I remember for high school we went to like Violator Records for a trip, and like since then, I was just like hooked to the music. Like we went there, spoke, we even saw, you know, God bless the dead, we even saw Chris Lighty. We went to the office and all that, and like from then I was just like, you know what, this music thing is cool. But you know, school happens, and then it wasn't until after high school Mims, you know what I'm saying? This is why I'm hot. He was from Westbury.
Yes,
I had a group with my cousin J-Rock. That's where the Draft Picks name came from. And, you know, we used to go touring all around, you know, Long Island, New York City with him. So that's kind of how that happened. And then, you know, one thing led to another, you know, not a group and now solo. So, you know, that's kind of how that evolved.
But no, you saying you was in a group with Mims or
No. I was in a group called Draft Picks, but we used to open up for Mims all through Long Island. Like, you know, my manager knew his manager, and they kind of put us together. So that's like when, you know, when it was like a dude that I went to high school with. I seen this nigga, regular nigga in school. Yeah. Now the nigga got the #1, you know what I'm saying, record on in the country.
Word.
So it kind of gave me that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I could do this too. Why not me if Mims could do it? Shout out to Mims though too. That's my guy.
Word, that's a fact. Now you say you was always into music. Was that like your mother, your father, family, friends, like who would put the music around you, or you just
kind of me? I mean, my uncle that I was in a group with, his father, J-Rock father, he had like a little band, little Haitian band and stuff like that. I don't
the Haitian band.
Yeah, definitely always the Haitian band. I don't want to say that was like what led me to music, but maybe that's where I got, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we got the music from trying to do our own thing.
Okay. That's what's up. Now I know you're a father, man. Congratulations. Now I want to ask, like, did being a father, and I know we spoke off camera, you said you had your child pretty young. Mm-hmm. How old were you?
Me, I was 17, turned 18. Yeah,
very young. Did that ever hinder your music career?
Absolutely, because, you know, when I had my son, like, you know, I was in high school. Like, I didn't really know, you know what I'm saying? I was actually getting out of high school. I graduated early, so I was getting out of high school, and it's like, well, damn, this is what I want to do. But, you know, even with my son's mother at the time, a lot of things stopped me from, you know, going out or going to Atlanta or going here, going there, staying here for a month, here for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? I was predominantly on daddy time. Like, I was 17, 18 years old, working a full-time job, going to college and everything, trying to do it the right way.
That's what's up. You don't really hear that. Like, normally a 17-year-old niggas I knew, just not saying they ain't gonna be there, but they ain't gonna be on some hands-on as much.
I've always been a different type of nigga. I like to pride myself on that.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Wow.
Now I want to know, like, what was when you first heard, when she first told you, like, yo, I'm pregnant, you're gonna be a father. What was that feeling like when you first heard it?
Nigga, nervousness. What? I tell niggas this all the time. Like, what? The day my son was born, like, shout out my nigga R.P. Richie Rich. Like, he picked me up from the hospital. Him and like 2 of my mans, like, we smoking, drinking, you know. Yeah. Even they was like, damn, bro, you a father. Like, nigga, I went home and cried, nigga. Like,
dead ass.
Like, this shit is real. Like dead tears. Like,
nigga took off the
shades. Like, nah, that shit bring me back. That shit bring me back. Like, I dead went home and cried, like, oh my God, like, legit. What is about to happen with my life right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny now because, you know, 15 years later, where he's at now, I'm like, shit, like, this is what I was thinking about. It's not that bad, you know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. I definitely did it. I mean, I wouldn't be the person that I am now if my son wasn't born. I'd have been, who knows? Who knows? I mean, the route I was going at the time, even though I did finish school at an early time, it wasn't good.
That's a fact. It
wasn't good.
Fact. You know what? It's funny you said that, like, well, that you went home and cried. I think that's every nigga's first initial reaction.
Facts. Niggas, some niggas ain't gonna keep it a beat. Some niggas ain't gonna keep it a beat. Like, I went home and nigga cried like a baby, nigga. Like, maybe it was the liquor, the weed. I mean, everything. A little bit of that make you think a little more. But I definitely cried. I tell my son that all the time. Like, nigga, I cried when you was born.
That's a fact.
Not because of, I mean, not happiness, but just like a state of confusion. Like, you know what I'm saying? A state of confusion. Like, oh my God, where is my life gonna go now?
Facts. Did you speak to anybody that anybody was able to confide in, that was able to make you feel a little comfortable? Like, nah, you gonna be straight. Because I had my mother. I spoke to her. She said, yeah.
Really, my mom's. I mean, and to keep it a bean, my mom's was like, she was like the only person that knew. Like, wow. Like, it was a real, like, my son, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jalen, but my son definitely was a special child. Like, he was a special child.
That's what's up. Now, what's one of the greatest things you could say you've learned from being a father? Like, the absolute greatest thing.
Be nice to your parents when you're young, because that shit definitely comes back to you.
That's facts.
It definitely comes back to you. It's shit that I'm going through now. Like, you know what? Now I understand why my mother wanted to whoop my ass like this.
So, I say it all the time too.
You know, with my son, he's like my twin. Like, we're literally, our birthdays are 14 days apart. We both Sagittarius. My birthday November 29th. His birthday December 13th. So each year, my birthday's on a Saturday. His birthday's 2 weeks later on that Saturday. So, you know, we definitely like this.
That's what's up. Shout out to your son.
Yes, sir.
Word.
And he raps. He raps too. He
so
raps.
We're gonna have to have him come up on the P.
Oh nah, he's lit. Like Bando, shout out Bando. He's lit.
That's what's
he's
up.
lit.
Bet. So you doing the music? Everybody's fucking with the music and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you put out Beef in Brockton. You land a feature with Mano. How was you able to put that together?
It really came kind of like naturally. Like he had put out a record. I think it was called Jermaine. Like the intro. I just was feeling the record, like, it was hard. Like, I retweeted it or reposted it, you know what I'm saying, on my page. Like, this is like some New York shit. Son hit me, you know what I'm saying, one thing led to another. It might have took a little minute. I mean, he hit me like, yo, good looking, blah, blah, hit him back, like, yo, trying to get, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some New York love, like, what's up? After weeks and weeks of delegating, going back and forth, you know what I'm saying, it made it happen. It took a minute, but he made it happen. And we got the record. Mano's my guy. Shout out to Mano, but I had to wait forever fucking with that nigga. Word.
That's how it be.
And I be like that. I respect it though.
Yeah.
I respect
At least
it.
he did it, son.
Nah, he did it.
Facts. Now in the song 51631 with Reek the Villain, you say a line. You say, "Ain't a place in LA that I can't come."
That's a fact.
Now, like I said earlier, I feel like you rep all of Long Island. Why do you feel like, as a Long Island artist, you feel like it's so important to do that?
Because prior to me, and it's so funny now, we could get into that, but like niggas wasn't repping Long Island. I mean, you got niggas repping their hoods. I'm from Hempstead, I'm from Uniondale, I'm from Roosevelt, I'm from Westbury, I'm from Amityville, I'm from Wyandanch. It wasn't till, you know what I'm saying, that was more the reason why I put the 51631 together. Like, you know, everybody's, you know, caught up repping their own town. Like, nigga, we from Long Island. Like,
facts.
Brooklyn, you know, they gonna say they from Brooklyn depending on who you have the conversation with. So, well, I'm from Flatbush. I'm like, but Brooklyn niggas gonna tell you I'm from Brooklyn. He's not gonna say, I'm from Hempstead. Like, you know, I'm from Long Island. So that's kind of how that came about.
That's a fact. Now, I interviewed Passport General, right? Speaking on the whole Long Island, repping Long Island, and he says something interesting.
I feel like Rakim didn't claim Long Island to the end of his career. That's one.
Well,
I met LL Cool J daughter at a basketball game in high school.
Okay.
He's from Queens, right?
Yeah.
His daughter lived in Wheatley Heights, but I guess I don't know. Busta Rhymes, his son lived in Baldwin. I don't, you know what I mean? So I don't know. These are the people.
All that.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
these are the people, and I met all these people playing basketball. So I mean, these are the people I feel like that could help people, but they don't choose to. And then like the people that made it from Long Island, Keith Murray, he can't help nobody. Like, nah, for real. Like he punched somebody in Death Jam in the face.
Word. We got Public Enemy, right?
Got kicked out. Like they don't want nothing to do with him. And I don't know. I feel like there's no like gatekeeper.
That's a fact.
Of Long Island. So.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, I absolutely do. Cause again, shout out to my guy Mims. I mean, it was a lot of controversy around that time. Cause you know he went to high school in Long Island, but you know he grew up in Washington Heights. You know what I'm saying? He's from that area, so I think he might have had the chance to do it, but it probably just wasn't done the right way. Maybe looking back now, you know what I'm saying? 12 years later, maybe he says to himself, maybe I should have went harder for Long Island. He did.
I think so.
You know, even Ashanti, she was never really like, oh, shout out to Long Island. Like, now you hear it, him saying you hear it a little more.
Nobody's checking for her like that, it seems.
I mean, you know how it goes, but I definitely think it's like that. But it's a lot of artists, whether they admit it or not, that's from Long Island. I mean, shit, Billy Joel is from Long Island. You know what I'm saying? Rakim is from Wyandanch, Long Island and shit like that. Method Man, Prodigy, you got, you know what I'm saying, Busta Rhymes. We could go all day for the people who were, you know, LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? We could go all day. But even me, like I said, I was born, you could look at my birth certificate. I was actually born in a Queens hospital, but I lived in Brooklyn, was born, you know what I'm saying, went to school in Brooklyn, but you're never going to hear me saying, oh, you know, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, I was born in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? I could have easily, and I say this a lot too, I could have easily said I was from Brooklyn and probably would have been on maybe by now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm from, you know, born in Flatbush, you know, Westminster Road. But, you know, that was never me. Like, Long Island, and like Passport said, like, there's no real person that reps Long Island to pull everybody up. So now we got everybody trying to be that one person that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what causes a lot of the shit that goes on out here. As far as people not supporting people and, you know, this people's over there, that people over there. So Long Island is huge. I mean, it's 7 million people on Long Island, man.
Facts. them 7 million better stop playing and tap into Jaeo, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit. A couple know. Maybe not the whole 7. Maybe not the whole 7.
They coming.
They definitely coming.
It's dope what you said though with being born in Queens, went to school in Brooklyn, but I'm repping Long Island because I say that all the time. I feel like it ain't where you was born. It's where you became bro.
I wasn't Jaeo Draftpick in Brooklyn. I was fucking Jonathan, and you know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
In Brooklyn.
So it's dope that you could say that. That's
absolutely, and I pride myself on saying that. And even I go places, and people see the chain, like, yo, like you really love Long Island, I rep where I'm from, as anybody should.
Exactly. There you go. I respect that, man. I respect that. Now, I know, I don't know if it was a year, 2, 3 years ago or something. I know you had a situation with a vodka situation. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Was it with Trey Songz or
it was SX Liquors. Trey Songz was actually the face for it. I was on SX before Trey got there. It was maybe like a year later. Then Trey was like the face of it. But
how did you connect with that? Like, how did that get popular?
It was cool. It was a experiment. I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot about the industry, or just learned a lot about business and how certain things work. Certain things I didn't understand. I understand now because I was in that situation.
Bad.
It was cool. I mean, shout out to SX. They not to what I know, they're not around anymore. But
why you say it like that?
I'm not. I ain't saying it like that. I'm just saying they not around no more.
I was just about to say, so what ended up happening with that? But you answered my question.
Shit came and went. Shit came and went. When you don't do things right, that's what happens. You here today, gone tomorrow.
Damn.
You don't take care of your people. That's what happens.
That's a fact. So I know you landed the Tommy Records deal. How did you get that? And what was that feeling like when you signed when that ink dried? What was that like?
It was dope. Like the whole 51631 thing we had, it kind of just went viral, and it was crazy because it was at a time like I was working. I had ended up quitting my job, and I had a lot more free time, and it was like the video had been out already since May. We dropped it 5/16/2016 with the mixtape Road to More Riches, and they like I said, I was home one day September, like you know what, it might have been September, late September or late August, early September, around the time we in now. I might have just said like, you know what, let me upload this video to Facebook. Yeah. Uploaded this shit to Facebook, and the way we shot the video was kind of like it was a commercial for the hats. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a Long Islanders jersey on with the hat to match, walking out the door, and that was like the shot of the I forget what you call it, like the actual clip of the video. Okay, so people saw that, everybody ran with it. Like I remember, I had went. You know what I'm saying, shout out to Long Island, but I was in like I think I went to church or something. Like it was at a real dark time in my life. Like I think I might have went to like Bible studies class, just trying to figure out what I want to do now. Like I'm not working. Do I want to go get another job or fully put everything into the music? Yeah. So a girl that I was that I'm with, we ain't gonna get into that, but a female brought me to the church, and I'm in church and my phone just going so crazy that people like, can you turn your phone off? Like we're in church, and it was just mad mentions. Like my phone was just lit, bro. And then I went home. I think we did like a campaign on it. I mean, to this day now, video might almost be approaching 1 million views on Facebook, and it just started. You know what I'm saying? It started what I wanted, what I envisioned for Long Island the whole time. Like people like, oh, all right, we got Long Island hat, you know what I'm saying? Long Island, somebody repping Long Island, like we behind this dude. So that was September, and it worked because I made a nice amount of money being that I wasn't working anymore. Mm-hmm. So we had the merchandise popping, and it had been out already like almost a year, but I just didn't know how to market it, didn't know how to promote it. We did the song, we did the video, we put it out. It took a little long, but it wasn't until I put it on Facebook, it just went to the races. And then that November, I went to Dominican Republic, came back. I went there for my birthday, came back off the plane. As soon as I'm coming through customs, get the service call and all, like get the service back, I see an email from Tommy Boy Records. I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. I call my manager, like, yo, check this email out. Because, around that time, people will always email you shit, whether it's fake or people want you to come here, do this. And you checked it out, you're like, nah, this shit official. You know what I'm saying? The message is like, yo, we rocking with the 51631 up here at Tommy Boy. we love to get you in for a meeting. And then shit, that was that. We went to the meeting, and by February of 2017, I was signed to Tommy Boy.
That's what's up.
Well, it was dope. Shout out Brian, shout out Rosie, the whole staff. We still there now. It's a beautiful situation. Like I tell people all the time, it's not the ideal situation you want. I ain't get $1 million, you know what I'm saying? I ain't get a stupid wild advance. It ain't Rockefeller, it ain't Rock Nation, it ain't Cash Money, it ain't Universal. It ain't the situation you wanted, but it was the situation I needed at the time.
Exactly. It's one step forward, you feel me?
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. And it was a good thing to get it after, grinding all these years from a group to, solo, this manager, that manager, hooking back up with the manager I'm with now that was managing me when I was in a group. So, you know what I'm saying? Everything ended up being full circle. It's just, you gotta wait. It's patience. Patience is a virtue.
Now, you said that when you put the hats out or whatever the case may be, people started to come behind it like, yo, shit, somebody's repping LI. I mean, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to jump on the wave, whatever the case may be. Why do you feel like there's people from Long Island who choose to rep other, like, boroughs or something like that? Do you feel like it's because there's no one as lit, or is because they just have Long Island gets the we soft type of
you know what?
rep?
I think the biggest misconception people have from Long Island, people from the boroughs know, you got people that know what time it is, but I think the biggest misconception is, they think it's just white people out here. If they do think it's black people, they think, it's black people, nice houses, Carlton Banks niggas, and shit like that. Which, to each his own, but, the people that really, really know, like, you got some real grimy-ass places in Long Island. And back in the day, Long Island niggas was going to the city, beating Brooklyn niggas up, Queens niggas up, and shit like that. Niggas got to do their history. Like, Long Island ain't never been soft. So when people say it, it's just maybe a younger thing to people that don't know, because, I'm saying, niggas that know.
That's a fact. Ain't a few rappers go to Area 516 and get robbed for their chain?
I personally don't know. I've heard stories, you know what I'm saying? I've heard a bunch of people come out here all the time, like, and think shit is sweet. It might get crazy with people and don't understand that, it's real niggas everywhere. Like, back to one of the earlier questions, it's not where you from, it's where you at. Like,
exactly.
I know pussy niggas that live in Brooklyn. I know, you know what I'm saying, niggas that live in the Bronx that ain't tough. Or Brooklyn or Queens or Harlem, like it's
all over.
It's all over, man. It's all over. You got upstate niggas I know that's tougher than niggas in Harlem and shit like that, Buffalo and in places like that. It's never where you're at. Like, it's never just because you're from Brooklyn or I'm tough. Like, nah, it doesn't work like that.
Exactly. Now, you put out Bless the Trap. Shit going stupid right now. So now we could get into that. Now for one, you showed the Zoes mad love.
All day.
Mad love.
All day.
And then I'm reading the comments, and you got good comments, of course, mad good comments. Then I'm coming across some people like, he ain't never rep Haiti. Like, we ain't never know this nigga was Haiti. So what goes through your mind when you see people say stuff like that?
I laugh. Like, I don't even really get, because the one person that went the hardest, I don't even know that girl. Like, it was like one girl that was going crazy. And to be completely honest, shorty's never, ever, like, been around me like that. Like, Westbury's predominantly, you know what I'm saying, Haitian. Yeah. Like, you got, I mean, at this time now, it's definitely Haitian people, Spanish people. Like,
facts.
Black people is, like, somewhere in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Word. But, people just be hating. Like, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying, her thing was. I think sometimes when you do something that other people want to do or they can't do, they'll be mad at you. But it's like, if I was Haitian and I saw another nigga that was half, whatever the case may be, how can I be mad? Like, the biggest misconception is, like, what I saw with a lot of the comments is like, oh, we want to rep Haiti now because Haitians is popping. Like, I mean, no disrespect, but I don't know what Haitian person is fully running the rap game for me to want to say, like, you know what? I'm about to rep Haiti too. Like, this shit was just like fucking stupid. Like, people don't have nothing good to say, so they'll say anything to try to at least bring down your character too. But niggas you pull up in Westbury, Prospect, Brush Hollow, Union Avenue, anybody that knows me from school, that went to school with me, would definitely say that. But it's not like I have, I'm Haitian written on my forehead. You know what I'm saying? So that shit, I just laugh. I just laughed. It was cool. It was funny. Shout out to her though. She wanted her little 5 seconds of fame, so she got it.
She got it. Now, boom. Let's rewind a little bit. I listen to the mixtapes, and there's a song, like I like the deep songs. Like there's a song that really stood out to me. R.P. Black Child.
Yes, shout out my boy R.P.
Word, rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
Now I wanted to know, like, what did Black Child mean to you when he was alive?
Black Child, it's funny because he was one of the people, you know, when I first came around, like, fuck is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Oh, saying that about
fly
you?
nigga, you know what I'm saying? Fly nigga
okay.
come around, messing with niggas' girls and shit like that. So when I stepped on the scene, a lot of people didn't really like me, so to speak. But, you know, through the years, you know what I'm saying, we hashed out our differences. We done been in fights, you know what I'm saying, all type of things with other, you know what I'm saying, other people, you know, got a little bit of money together and things like that. So the situation why the song was created, it was just such a tragedy, you know what I'm saying, that happened because, you know, his life was taken by somebody in the town or so to speak.
Yeah.
So it was just a tough thing, and I think the song was, you know, my way of, you know, trying to bring everybody together. Like, it wasn't like, you know, I was dissing the dude who did it or anything. It was just showing love. Like, he was somebody that was from the town, always rep the hood. So it was like, if I'm out there in the street, like, niggas gonna know who he is. His name ain't gonna just die in vain or whatever. So people gonna know, like, you know, this dude was alright.
And what did you think when you got the news that he had passed away? Like, what ran through your mind initially?
Shit. I was actually on the phone with my man who got the store. You know what I'm saying? Well, he ain't my man now, but I was on the phone with a dude that, you know, was on the block. We on three-way and shit. Me, him, and my man Bizzle. And it's like, yo, niggas just shot Black Child. And it was crazy because I was at the crib with my son. And, you know, more than likely, I'd have been right there on the block, if not on the block or at the store, you know, with him. So it was tough, man. And especially here, how it went down and things like that. It was tough, man. It was a real fucked up situation.
Word. Now, there's a line Drolic says. And he's like, you know, my homeboy. Let me just get the exact. He says, "Can't believe my homie dead and gone, and my cousin on the news."
Yeah.
That.
I mean, it's self-explanatory. I ain't gonna say anything on camera, but it's definitely self-explanatory. It was a fucked up situation, and Westbury's like that. Like, even tomorrow, I gotta go to a funeral for the same type situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga that I knew passed away, was shot somewhere out east by, you know what I'm saying, by a nigga allegedly that, you know, he grew up with. Like, so it's fucked up out here. And it goes back to me saying this is the same shit that can happen in Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx.
It's all over.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not, you don't never judge a book by its cover, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's from Long Island. Like, nah, they soft because niggas from Long Island, I'll blow your fucking head off.
Word.
And won't think nothing about it.
Exactly. Keep it pushing. Word. How does that, what does that do to the team? When something like that happens, when it's niggas that's chilling together for so growing up, sandbox, what does that do to the team after something like that happens?
It make you question, you know, your friendship with people, and make you look at people full up and down wholeheartedly, not just like, oh, I knew this nigga for mad long, and really make you look at what type of person they are. Are they a good person to their family? Are they a good person to their loved ones? You know what I'm saying? Are they a good person to their other friends? Like, cause shit is foul out here, man. Shit is foul. Like, I done had niggas try to rob me, pull up in my backyard, and it ended up being niggas that I knew. So, you know what I'm saying? So that shit really just makes it, niggas ain't get nothing. Let's be clear on that. Niggas ain't get nothing. Let's be clear on that. But you know,
people you knew try to run up in your crib.
Facts. It was a birthday party I had. This was a couple years ago. It was a birthday party I had came out the crib. Two niggas coming from backyard, murder one up, like shit. Like, the shit's so crazy. Like, even, you know what I'm saying, my moms and my son damn near watched the whole thing. Niggas hit me with the joint when they seen, you know, people was watching. Tried to go in my pockets. And it's a funny thing because I had on some tight ass jeans. And, you know what I'm saying? Thank the Lord.
Shout out to the tight jeans.
Facts. Like, I had a big pocket of money. Like, they was trying to get it so quick that they pulled it out. Shit just went everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And by then, you know, they didn't know what to do. Niggas hit me with the ratchet. I tried to grab it. Shit went off. My mom's and son thought I got shot. You know what I'm saying? In front of the crib. them niggas took off and, you know what I'm saying, Murder, She Wrote. But, you know, come to find out, you know, some suck-ass niggas that was, you know, front of town.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Well, thank God you made it out that situation. Wow,
And ever since that, like, I never really trusted people the same. I never really trusted people the same. So,
exactly.
you know, sucking niggas everywhere, too.
Word. I ain't gonna front, because I'd be like, damn, I thought that, too. When I first seen you perform, I'm like, all right, he gives people him when he performs. But other than that, this nigga look like he don't want to fuck with nobody.
Yeah, I'm like a real, like, niggas will call me a weirdo. Like, I'll be like this if it's
but
not.
I don't really think it's weirdo shit though.
It's not. It's just, I think it's more of a, like, a safeguard, like protection. You know what I'm saying? Keeping myself like that. I don't really like to open up to people because niggas is foul, man. Niggas is foul out here. Like, in the streets, like, I probably have, you know, even to my other niggas that might see, it's probably like, you know what I'm saying, a solid 5, like, that I really got, that I'll call, that I tell some shit. Other niggas I see in the street might have knew him since the sandbox, might have knew him through school, but it ain't really a lot of people I can find in.
And even 5 is a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
5 is, and it might not even be 5. To be honest, my son and my mom might be on that 5. You know what I'm saying?
So it's really 3.
Yeah.
Shit,
and shit, if they're not my business partners, they're probably a relative or something like that.
Word.
Or a female. You know what I'm saying, the lady that I'm with.
That's what's up. Shout out to her.
Yes, sir.
Word. Now I know you used to be up in FCC and all that. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all was running together. Mm-hmm. What ended up happening with that? Like, how did that relationship end, or whatever the case may be?
I think it was just, everything runs its course, runs its time. Like, I don't have no hatred or ill will towards nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even going to church, like, you learn to forgive certain things like that. But I think where we were at, you know what I'm saying, with the music, I think it was like we just weren't on the same page. Like, I had my own thing going on. I was trying to do this. He was trying to do that. And, you know, when people are in their own space and, you know, things like that, people might have been in my ear, people might have been in his ear. Yeah. And one thing led to another, and then, you know, that was that.
He was doing music too, or he was just trying to back you with whatever he got going on?
It started out, you know, a management situation. Okay. Like, was managing me, and then, you know, the whole FCC thing came, you know, with the clothing line. Yeah. And we did good. We did a lot of dope shit. Like, we did shit niggas still ain't doing now out here in Long Island. Word. So I think, you know, everything runs its course, and it just came the time for us to part ways.
Is the relationship strained, or y'all?
I mean, I could see, dude. It ain't no issue. We ain't got no beef or nothing like that. But okay. I don't talk to something.
Okay. Bet. Now, on August 14th, I don't know if you're up to date with the media and all that, but Jay-Z basically
I've been talking about this shit for the last 48 hours.
Bet. You know, it came out that I believe he signed a partnership with the NFL. Mm-hmm. Now, because of the whole situation with Colin Kaepernick, you got some people saying he's sold out. You got some people saying, you know what, we actually need that. Where do you stand with all that?
You put me on the spot. To keep it a beam, like, even when the whole thing was going on, I was still watching NFL. You know what I'm saying? I was still going to NFL games. So I don't want to say, like, I was one of the niggas that's like, oh, you know, pro-black and shit like that. Like, we got to stand up. Not saying that there was nothing wrong with anybody doing that. Yeah. I'm a natural sports fan. So, you know, that's where the name draft pick comes from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So sports is always something I like. I personally think, depending on what type of person you are, maybe you see it one way or maybe you see it another way, because you got people saying, oh, you know, he sold out. It's coming out now that, you know, Jermaine Dupri had the same similar deal. Yeah. I honestly don't. I'm not even gonna say I think JD doesn't have the clout Jay-Z does. So
my man said the same thing.
Those are two different entities, and no disrespect to JD, because he gave us some of the illest acts in hip hop. But I think when Jay-Z is involved in it, it's a little different. It's a little weird. I think it came out of nowhere. I'm like everybody else. I want to see what's gonna happen from it. Hopefully, with somebody like him in the door now, you know, he could bring a lot more awareness. You know, that Colin did, but. Yeah. I think one thing he probably shouldn't have said was we're past kneeling. Cause I think he didn't mean it in a bad way. I think it just came out like, all right, look, like niggas ain't kneeling no more. Like that's kind of how you know what I'm saying the hood or a black person perceives it. It's like niggas ain't kneeling no more. Like niggas is over that shit. And I think that was the main thing that people were mad about. But like everybody else, I'm a fan of football. I'm excited to see what happens. I hope one day Kaepernick gets a job again. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But this whole Jay-Z thing, Hov has set the precedent for a lot of things. He's helped with the prison reform. He's helped with Meek. He's helped with ASAP. He's helped with 21 Savage. So niggas can't say Hov is a sucker or he's selling out. It might have came as a little strange or out of left field, but that's that. So I hope like everybody else, it goes good. I'm excited, and I'll be waiting to see whether it be I told you so or like damn, like I can't believe this nigga.
So, Now, do you think like people got upset about him saying we're past kneeling because it wasn't because it wasn't Colin Kaepernick saying it?
I think definitely because somebody like Colin took the stance, but a lot of people, I even saw something with Freddie Gibbs was like, nigga, fuck Colin Kaepernick, like he settled with the NFL, so and I never thought about it that way, like what I'm saying, like well clearly if he settled with them. He
might be past it too.
Possibly. But time will tell. It's a real sad situation because anytime politics get involved in sports, it messes everything up. Because people are playing for the love of the game. You know what I'm saying? Even though that might not be everybody's thing, because a lot of niggas out there just trying to cash a check. But for the love of the game, for fans like me.
That's a fact. Now you mentioned the JD thing. Funk Flex just basically also said that it's actually true.
Yeah, I saw that while I was waiting. When I was waiting to start this interview, I saw that. Like,
I was like, damn,
some nice tea right here.
Word. Do you feel like it is wrong to basically tell somebody not to take that deal? Because a lot of people saying like, damn, how you told them no, but turned around and took the deal? Do you feel like it's wrong doing that?
Nah, definitely. But again, it brings me back to where what I said, and no disrespect against Jermaine Dupri, because shit, I would love for him to produce a joint for me or whatever the case may be. His impact in hip hop now in the year 2019 is not as big or influential as somebody like Jay-Z. So
I can agree
with Jay-Z doing it now, it might be 50-50. If JD was doing it, it might have been, everybody like, nah, JD's bugging. It wouldn't have been nobody like, well, maybe he's trying to do the right thing. So I think it's one of the things we gotta let play out. It ain't even been a week yet. Everybody's speculating. Everybody got their own take on it. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. We know what he did with basketball, with the Brooklyn Nets. Brought Brooklyn to the NBA to Brooklyn or whatever the case may be. So I think Hov is always for the people. So for people to say he's not for the people, that's a little crazy, but he should have put the whole kneeling thing, even not said it or just said it in a different way, because I think that's what people are really sticking on.
Yeah.
Because we know Colin Kaepernick was the one kneeling, the main one kneeling.
Exactly.
But what I will say, I was talking to one of my boys about it. It's like it's like everything else. Everything has its stages. Colin brought us the awareness. Yes. But now maybe somebody like Jay-Z is the one to step in and really try to get it, get it situated. It's action time, you know what I'm saying? Because kneeling for another 10 years, that wasn't going to do nothing. I could say that. I can honestly say that, kneeling for if niggas was kneeling for another 10 years, wasn't nothing going to change. Black people still going to be getting treated unjustly, you know what I'm saying, in the world and everything like that. So time will tell, though. Time will tell. That is something we're all going to be waiting for.
That's a fact. But now, I seen you post a picture on IG. You post it was a side by side picture of the El Paso mass shooter getting arrested, and then it was Eric Garner getting arrested. Well, can't even say getting arrested, getting murdered.
Getting murdered.
So when you look at a picture like that, what comes to your mind?
It just puts a lot of things in perspective, and it was like, I don't know if it was like, somebody just being dumb, somebody said, oh, he surrendered, the white guy surrendered, that's why he didn't die. Like, Eric Garner didn't have a weapon, so what was there for him to surrender? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, putting it, and I never really like to be the one, it's very rare I talk about real politics shit or you know things that's going on in America on my page. I just try to keep it music.
Yeah.
So especially now, because I used to post a whole bunch of things, family, this and that, but you just try to keep it, you know, directly for the music because there's so much other shit on social media. Right. But I think me posting it was just, I was just in disbelief like everybody else. I mean, now, X amount of years after his passing, they just fired the NYPD officer. Yes. And it's like, it might be a little too late for that. Like, dude is already gone.
You don't feel like that helps the situation a little bit?
It I can't say it brings awareness to it because everybody knew it was bullshit, but maybe things would be a little different the way that they're policing people out in the streets. I mean, I'm sure you have been, you know, everybody's been subject to police treating them a certain way that, you know, maybe they wouldn't treat somebody else.
Exactly. I agree.
Oh, especially out here in Nassau County.
Yeah. Now going to the thing you said with the surrender. This is what I want to say. Do you feel all right, let me backstory. 2016, I did an event where I had cops come speak to the youth. Mm-hmm. And basically a cop said, if you're being arrested, don't try to how can
resist?
Resist. Exactly.
Don't
resist.
That definitely.
Yeah, do you feel like a lot of the black people that's being murdered are trying to resist and then it just escalates to that, or do you feel like it's they just off rip treating us wrong, period?
I think depending on the situation, everyone's different. A lot of people, you know, NWA, fuck the police, you know, everybody most black people have that stigma. I mean, you know, I have been, you know, subject to stops for no reason because I drive a nice car. I've been subject to certain things because of my record or whatever the case may be. So, you know, knowing, this is about being educated. As a black person, if you know they're already looking for me, they're already looking to start with me, you don't give them more of a reason to be extra. I mean, I guess I would have to be in a position for me to be selling, you know, CDs or something that's not drugs and getting harassed by police, because, you know, selling drugs, police coming, nigga, I'm out. Like, we resisting all day.
That's a fact.
So, I don't know, it's tough, but I definitely think it was a messed up situation.
Yeah,
maybe it could have went differently, but it's about respect. Now, I've had the opportunity of being, you know, pulled over by certain police officers that show you a little bit of respect, but you know, it's give and take. So you never know. You can't really say how another person is gonna treat you, but you know, a lot of people do resist. I don't think Eric Gardner was resisting. I mean, dude was big as hell. They jumped on him.
I think he was wild curious, like, you're wild.
Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? So,
and I do feel like we have to stop calling everything resistance. Some people just are scared.
Absolutely, especially what's going on nowadays.
Yeah,
I'm definitely scared. Like, what's the problem? Like, why are y'all bothering me? I don't think it's more about like, get the fuck off of me. It's like, what did I do wrong?
Exactly.
And you got a lot of people, you know, police officers use their badge the wrong way.
Facts. And I said this to someone. I was just like, they literally should teach people like certain protocol when being pulled over, when being stopped by the tow, because there's a miscommunication.
That's how it starts. Yeah, that's how it starts. That's definitely how it starts. But again, New York City. I've never really, maybe one time in Brooklyn I had a bad experience, but this is like Juve. They searching the car. They looking. We might even had weed. They gave us the shit back. They was looking for guns and shit like that. They looking for the real shit. But I think it's just about how you deal with people. Sometimes you could be nice to somebody. It don't mean they're gonna be nice to you.
Facts.
But you might get the person that you're a gentleman with them. They'll be a gentleman with you. So it's the flip of the coin.
Exactly. Now you said something before a minute ago. You said cops will try to mess with you because of your record or whatever the case may be.
Forget about it.
Word.
Forget about it. In my hood, they know me by Jaeo. Like, it was funny. I was in a rental car one day, and they had somebody stopped on the road. Somebody that I knew, you know what I'm saying, rolled the window down like, yo, you good? You good? And 3 fucking police officers turned around and said, yo, it's Jaeo Draftpick. Like, yo, where's your car, dude? Like, nah, like, don't worry about my car. This is why I'm in a rental car.
That's a fact.
So in my town,
I didn't know you so well. Like how like.
I mean, from being arrested, I have, you know, not to even say it in a you know,
not glamorizing.
Yeah, definitely not glamorizing. I've been arrested a pretty few times, more than 10. You know what I'm saying?
God damn, for what?
I mean, bullshit, weed. I mean, I do have, you know, sale of narcotics on my record, but you know, a lot of bullshit, But just being in, you know, wrong place, wrong time, wrong people, wrong crowd, you know, and having, you know, a record and just being riding dirty. Word.
Did you have to do time behind that, or they let you rock behind the entire?
I've done a little bit, not nothing upstate. I've done county time. I've done probation stints and things like that. So you know, I've done my fair share of it.
That's what's up.
Never told, never nothing. Word. Shout out my lawyer, Mark Gann, 20 bands, 20 band Mark Gann.
There you go.
Word.
Smooth. Now with all the things happening in NFL, Jay-Z, Eric Garner, El Paso mass shooter, how do you feel like we can go about like changing like social injustice? How do you feel like we can help that with that situation?
It starts with, you know, people being vocal. Like I think a lot of people are doing now. I think the problem is you got a lot of you know, stupid people, you know, saying anything, because I see a lot of things on, you know, social media. Even when like the presidency, like people try to make jokes or humor out of certain things. Like there's nothing funny about a lot of the shit that's going on. So I think if the right people are being vocal and you know you're being true to your word, it shows. It's like each one teach one.
Exactly.
You gotta lead by example too. A lot of people don't lead by example.
Exactly. Bad. Now I know you got the moving away from all the politics and all that.
Enough of that.
Word. We got the new track about to be released.
Yes, sir. Look at my drip.
There you go.
That's a dope joint. And I think each time with each release, I give people something different. Like you're not gonna hear
definitely.
3 Bless the Traps. You're not gonna hear 3 Beef and Brox. You're not gonna hear 3 51631s or Last Ones or. So you know, I think we're gonna get back into the drip bag. That's like, you know, drip is more of a you know. That's a phrase now that people use. It's a catchy song. It's an up tempo song. Niggas get they Millie rocks on and all that.
That's what's right.
And I think it's just about being different. But drip is gonna be big. I think drip is gonna be big.
I seen the cover art. What inspired that? Fire, by the way.
Coming to America is one of my favorite movies, and I think it was on the same day that I found out they were making a Coming to America too. Because for so long, it's like you hear it, you see things on Facebook like, oh, Coming to America, but I don't really believe a lot of shit that I see online. So once I heard it was official, me and my manager was going back and forth with like the drip, like all right, the soul glow, like the drip, like we had to put that together. So you know, that was, shout out my manager for putting that together. He kind of created the idea. I just took it and ran with it.
That's fine. That's what's up. I was able to get the privilege of hearing the track while we was riding out to the city.
Facts.
How was it putting that song together? It sounded like a fun record. How was it putting it together?
Oh wow, fun. Cause the beat, like my manager now, he started, you know, getting back in his production bag. I think doing things in house, I think that's where you have the most fun. Cause if I could get a beat from a producer I don't know, and then, you know, he'll have his vision, I have my vision, but we was in, you know what I'm saying, in the studio. He sent me the beat. Like, yo, this is an idea I got for that. Like, we could make this type of track. And then, you know, one thing led to another. Like, it's like, yo, I want to call this shit drip. Word. And then, you know, one thing led to another. It's like, look at my drip. Like, and it was lit. It was lit.
That's what's up.
That's coming out
there we go.
September 20th.
September 20th.
Yes, sir, on all platforms. And we about to shoot the video. It's gonna be lit. We definitely gonna have you pull up a video shoot, get some footage and shit like that. It's gonna be lit. It's definitely gonna be lit. It's a fun video. Like Bless the Trap was a fun one. As far as shooting the video, but I think it was more about, you know, the pride and repping where you from, and even, you know, Bless the Trap. Like, I'm blessing, you know what I'm saying, blessing the area I'm from. It wasn't so much trap, like, you know, trap house, drug houses. Like, Bless the Trap, bless my area. Exactly. So that's where the video came. That's how the Bless the Trap came. But look at my drip, stupid.
There we go. That's a fact. Now, before we tap out, is there anything you want to tell the people? Things you working on or
yeah, we got I'm about to get ready to hit the road again. We're going to a couple shows on the road. I'm gonna drop 2 more singles before the year is out. We're actually gonna drop a project, but I think in this climate right now, like, the people want consistency. You gotta roll it out. I think I'm there to drop a project, maybe a mixtape if we want again, but nobody's really doing mixtapes. So by 2020, I definitely gonna get a project. I'm actually working on I guess an EP with one of my boys right now, Puz. We working on something, so that might be out before the year is over too. But definitely, I mean, including Drip, is gonna be 3 more singles before the end of the year.
That's what's up.
Facts.
Listen, man, Jaeo Draftpick, I appreciate you for tapping in, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
That's a fact. Hopefully it ain't the last time.
Never that.
Let's get it.
No.